Deep in the backcountry, the absence of other people is often mistaken for a guarantee of safety. But removing yourself from society only ensures a lack of witnesses. When you are miles from the nearest road, your security depends entirely on the physical gap between yourself and anything else moving in the brush. Safety relies on maintaining boundaries. When a human predator is present, layers of protection are stripped away in 3 stages: distant stalking, perimeter breach, and premeditated confinement. Distant stalking is the first collapse. The threat stays hidden, using dense forest to manipulate your auditory environment. This often starts in environments where the senses are already compromised, like a rugged trail in the Pacific Northwest during a late afternoon fog that reduces visibility to 30 feet. A hiker navigating a steep gravel incline stops to check their footing. But the sound of boots on the rocks continues for 2 seconds after they've stood still, echoing from somewhere just beyond the whiteout. To determine if the sound is a natural echo or a physical presence, the hiker whistles a short 3-note melody toward the tree line and waits. 3 seconds pass in silence. Then a human whistle returns the exact same 3 notes from the deep fog, shifted slightly off-key. The hiker flees back to the trailhead and locks themselves inside their vehicle. As they pull away, they catch a final look in the rearview mirror. A tall figure is standing perfectly still at the edge of the woods, watching the car leave. When you can no longer see what is around you, the distance between you and a stranger becomes a matter of guesswork. If someone can track your pace and mimic your sounds while remaining invisible, the safety of the open woods has already been neutralized. Campers often view a tent as a secure, private room, but a nylon wall offers no physical resistance. Instead of providing protection, it functions as a blindfold, allowing a threat to move within inches of a victim who remains unaware of the danger until it is too late. In the Scottish Highlands, a camper pitches their tent miles from the nearest established site. In the middle of the night, a heavy rainstorm provides a mask of constant white noise. At 3 a.m., the weather breaks. The rain stops and the wind drops to a dead calm. In the new silence, heavy, wet footsteps begin squelching through the mud directly outside the tent wall. The footsteps begin a slow, rhythmic circle around the shelter. They are close enough that the camper can hear the sound of deep, raspy breathing through the fabric, just inches from where they are sleeping. The pacing stops at the entrance. After a moment of stillness, the metal slider of the exterior tent zipper begins to move, clicking as it is slowly pulled upward. The camper grabs a high-lumen flashlight and clicks it on, aiming the beam directly at the thin mesh of the bug door. The light reveals a man's face pressed hard against the netting. He is caked in mud, staring with unblinking eyes and a malicious grin. The man presses a single finger against the mesh, whispers for the camper to stay quiet, and then stands up. He walks back into the darkness, leaving the victim trapped in the light of their own flashlight until the sun rises. The breach of a campsite demonstrates that a shelter's only real function is to hide you from view. Once your position is known, the tent only serves to limit your own field of vision while a predator approaches. The final stage of the proximity threat occurs when the wilderness itself is modified. In premeditated confinement, the environment is engineered to guide a victim into a position where escape is physically restricted. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a hiker loses the trail at dusk. Disoriented and facing a night of freezing temperatures, they search for any form of natural shelter. They find an old root cellar built into a hillside, its presence masked by dirt and overgrowth. It is sealed by a heavy wooden door that appears to have been there for decades. Seeking a break from the wind, the hiker pulls the door open and steps into the darkness of the earthen room. Using a phone light, they scan the interior. They find a modern, pristine sleeping bag, a bundle of heavy-duty black zip ties, and a battery-powered 2-way radio sitting on a wooden crate. While finding rusted refuse in the woods is common, the presence of clean, modern tools of restraint suggests the site is currently in use. In an isolated setting, these items are the primary indicators of a human trap. The silence of the cellar is broken when the two-way radio on the crate crackles. A burst of aggressive static fills the small space. A voice comes through the speaker, speaking to someone outside. He's inside. Shut it. The heavy wooden door is slammed shut from the outside. The exterior latch drops into place, sealing the hiker in total darkness. The hiker throws their full weight against the door. The latch is secured to an old, weathered frame. After 3 desperate strikes, the wood splinters and the iron mounting shears off. The door swings wide, and the hiker tumbles out into the dirt. They scramble up and run. Behind them, the woods erupt as multiple sets of heavy footsteps crash through the brush in a coordinated pursuit, keeping pace with the hiker through the shadows. The hiker reaches a logging road and manages to flag down a passing truck. As they climb into the cab, the sounds in the brush stop. The pursuers remain hidden, watching from the darkness as the vehicle pulls away. Fear in the woods is often tied to the risk of getting lost, but the greater danger is the discovery that the remote area you chose for its isolation has been specifically prepared to ensure you are found.